Self-training at home. Shaking exercise training by using hand jiggling. Rehabilitation while watching TV? When you hear that, you might think, is there really such a convenient thing? But there actually is. Today, we are going to dive deep into a new approach that might completely change the common sense of post-stroke rehabilitation. For stroke survivors and their supporting families, rehabilitation after leaving the hospital can truly feel like a thick, insurmountable wall. Why does the road to recovery? First, let's look at the harsh reality many people face after a stroke. One of the major post-stroke sequelae that troubles many is spasticity. What exactly is this? It's a condition where muscles are constantly tense, becoming completely stiff and rigid. Regardless of your own will, your arms and fingers become tightly stiffened. This spasticity has a truly significant impact on daily life. Specifically, there are three major difficulties. First, the muscles are constantly tense. Because of this, you might not be able to open your hand from a clenched fist, or your elbow remains bent and won't straighten, causing severe difficulty in movement. When this happens, everyday actions like getting dressed or eating become extremely difficult, and furthermore, it often leads to chronic pain. This is not an uncommon case. This is the true nature of the so-called wall of rehabilitation. While in the hospital, you can do intensive rehabilitation under the guidance of specialists. But once you return home, the volume of training inevitably drops significantly. What happens then? Because you don't move it, the muscles and joints become even stiffer. And because it's stiffer, it becomes even harder to move. This inescapable vicious cycle, this negative loop, is the major cause hindering recovery. But there is a completely new approach born to break through this truly difficult situation. I want you to think about this for a moment. What if rehabilitation wasn't something you had to try hard at? What if there was a way to throw away the image of painful training and continue it more easily and naturally? The answer to that is here, the hand jiggling device. The amazing thing about this machine is its concept. Doing it while watching TV or while chatting with your family. In other words, Nagara Training, training while doing something else, where you can relax while doing it. This is what becomes possible. The mechanism itself is incredibly simple. Applying the principle of leverage, it shakes your entire arm gently, comfortably, and rhythmically at a very slow pace of 2 to 4 times per second. That's all there is to it. But why does such a gentle shaking have such a great effect on that stiff spasticity after a stroke? It's fascinating, isn't it? Let's dive into the scientific basis for that. Here is an extremely important point. This slow, large shaking motion can be expected to have 4 main effects. First, it loosens muscle stiffness. Second, it maintains the movement of joints that tend to stiffen. Furthermore, it re-educates the brain. And above all, because it doesn't make you tired, you can continue it without overexerting yourself. Don't you think this is the ultimate cycle? What's particularly interesting here is the third point, re-educating the brain. What does this mean? By transmitting regular rhythmic stimulation to the brain, it gently reminds the brain's neural pathways, hey, this is how you originally moved. It's like suddenly remembering a song you used to love. Of course, this isn't just a matter of hope. It is backed up by solid scientific data. Let's look at that. Actually, a joint study was conducted at 5 hospitals nationwide with the cooperation of 93 stroke patients who were more than half a year post-onset. Please look at this graph. The results are obvious at a glance. Compared to the group that didn't use it, the group that used hand jiggling showed a clearly higher degree of improvement in arm motor function. This difference is amazing, isn't it? Furthermore, this is something truly remarkable. It was found to clearly reduce chronic pain, which until now has been very difficult to improve. Pain directly affects the quality of daily life, your QOL, quality of life. So this is truly wonderful news for the patients themselves. And that's not all. A clear trend of improvement was also confirmed, where joints like the wrist became more flexible and able to move more widely. This leads to essential improvements in everyday, casual, yet very important movements, like reaching out or grasping an object. In summary, what these studies proved is that this device has no severe side effects, and that it is a training method you can safely and, above all, effortlessly continue at home. This has been scientifically proven. So you might be wondering, how do I actually use this at home? Let's look at the surprisingly simple way to use it. Using it is so easy, it will surprise you. First, place a towel on a stable table and set the main unit on it. Turn the switch on. After that, just gently rest your arm in the posture you find most comfortable and relaxing. And here is the most important point. Just relax your strength. Completely relax. This is more important than anything else. Looking at this picture makes it very easy to understand the idea of relaxing your strength. Instead of putting force into it like the picture on the left, you just surrender the entire weight of your arm to the machine, like the picture on the right. This is the secret to drawing out the maximum effect. Then, how long should you do it? The recommendation is 5 to 10 minutes at a time. Do this 2 or 3 times a day. Just casually incorporate it into your daily life during small gaps of free time. If it's this easy, it seems like something you could continue, right? Also, this is an important point. Hand jiggling is by no means something that replaces other treatments. Under the guidance of a doctor, by skillfully combining it with things like botulinum toxin therapy or daily stretching, they enhance each other's effects and support a better recovery. It's like a reliable partner. From rehabilitation where you have to try hard to rehabilitation where you can relax. If rehabilitation becomes something so familiar and so easy to do, then perhaps the various things we used to feel were insurmountable walls can actually be overcome smoothly, just by slightly changing our mindset and approach. When you think about it that way, doesn't the future look a little bit brighter? Please, by all means, experience it for yourself.